Right now, coding agents are exploding. Google has anti-gravity, Anthropic has Claude, OpenAI has Codex, and then there's Claudebot. No, wait, Moltbot. You know what? Nope, that's not even it. It is OpenClaw. So I'm going to introduce to you a project called Ralph. Yes, the same Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons.
I'm in danger!
It takes a PRD, runs Claude Code or AMP over and over and uses Git as a memory so it can keep moving until all the features of the PRD are completed. So today we're going to be building a locally hosted habit task tracker with a shadcn style UI, and I'm barely touching anything. We'll let Ralph create the commits, self-correct as it goes, and then we'll push the finished work to GitHub. This was first introduced by Jeffrey Huntley, who came up with the idea of the Ralph Wiggum technique. And as I mentioned, in its purest form, Ralph is basically just a bash loop. So while we're in the loop, do some feature with either Claude Code or AMP, and then continue that until you're done. As of right now, this project has 9K stars, which is pretty good. And we're going to go through this and start now with the prerequisites that we need to get this going. Okay, so I'm going to be using anti-gravity. You can use Cursor or any other IDE that you want to use. You will either need the AMP CLI or Claude Code. We're going to be using Claude Code today. So if you haven't installed that yet, just do that right here. You'll also need to install JQ, which is a library for JSON. And then we need to create a Git repository. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here I'm just in my GitHub. I created a new project. Now I'm just going to create this repository, and all the commits are going to be pushed to this under a different branch. Okay, so this is a fresh project. Now there are several ways we can do this. The way that I originally done it was basically doing these first two options. So we can actually clone this whole project locally, and then you copy the necessary script file and the Claude or the prompt markdown for other AMP or Claude code, and then you just give permission access to that shell script. And then there are two skills. There's a PRD skill and a Ralph skill for Claude Code and AMP. Okay, and those are what you're going to be using first, and then it's going to use the output from those skills to create your project, basically. Okay, but we are going to use option 3 because it is the easiest, right? And this is the easiest barrier to entry to actually run this. So with Claude Code, you can add this to the marketplace and then install the two skills that we just talked about. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here I am. I'm just going to open up Claude, and hopefully there's not another fresh install just from yesterday. Okay, I think we're good. So let's go ahead and just paste this in. Now I already have this, so it's just going to say that, it's already installed, that it's not going to do anything. Okay, now we need to actually install these skills. So I'm just going to paste this in. And then I already have them, so it's saying they're already installed, but for you, it might just take a minute to install these. Okay, now we're basically good to go. Now the first thing we need to do is type /PRD, and this says we need to generate a PRD document. So basically, we need to give it like, what are we actually building today? Okay, I also have a Claude Markdown file real quick that you can import here. This is for the shadcn UI styling that I have created, and I kind of iterated over because I was having issues with it. So there is like version stuff that this will take care of if you want to use shadcn components. Okay, so here I wanted to create a PRD for a task-based UI that has a calendar and Kanban simple list view, can have different color themes, and use the shadcn UI. And I'm asking it to only do this because for some reason in the latest update, I've had some issues where it tries to implement it right away, and we don't want that. And now what's doing is it's basically coming up, this is what we want to do, right? We want to ask us questions about exactly what we want. So I'm just going to go ahead and respond with what I want, and we'll move forward. Okay, so I basically gave it all of the answers for these, which you'll be presented with these whenever they come to you. And so what's going to do now is going to create the task directory for the PRD. So you will see up here in the directory a task folder here in just a second. And what this is going to do is this is going to be everything that it will look at for all the tasks that it will need to complete here in just a few minutes. Okay, so it said it created the task PRD. So here we are. This is the task. So what is done here? Here are all the user stories that in all of this is the acceptance criteria for each user story. Okay, so if we scroll down, it looks like it created what? 9? Look, it created 10 user stories, right? And then here's all the requirements for each task, and design considerations, technical considerations, and all like everything that needs to be happening for this to actually run. Okay, this is great. So this is the PRD plan that we're going to be using now. So now we need to move on to the next step. And that is we need to load the Ralph skill and convert those tasks to an actual JSON file that we're going to be using that the Ralph loop will be using for its progress and Git commits for the rest of the project. So we'll just say /Ralph. Okay, that's the next skill. So it's going to go ahead. All it's going to do is convert everything. So it's looking for the JSON file. So so it just checked that there was no existing JSON file. So now there isn't. It's going to read the PRD, the markdown file, and then convert that to the JSON file. Okay, so it's saying some stories are too large for a single Ralph iteration, so it's going to split them appropriately. Okay, so that's what it's going to be doing next. And we'll come back whenever this is done. Okay, so what it did was here is the prd.json file. So this is the official JSON file that it's going to be looking at, right? It's going to be updating this. So here's the first user story to basically set up the Next.js project with shad CNUI. It's going to update whether this passed, meaning did it pass the test that it's going to create? And once that, if this is true, it'll move on to the next feature and then etc. until it's basically done. And here's the progress text file. So it just created this so that it's going to use this to help look at where it's at and then know what to do next. Okay, so the last thing, the third thing that we actually have to install, because we're not doing it the normal way through the actual downloading the Ralph shell script, which is the bash command is going to do everything, right? We have to install this plugin. Okay, so I already have installed, but you just copy paste this in. I already have installed, right? And also I will have this for you. There's a Claude setting. This is going to allow this because the problem is it's a multi-line bash. There's some security with that. So just if you're running this local, you'll just need these as well so we can actually run this. Okay, so whenever you have to restart your Claude, after you do, then what you have to do is you have to run this Ralph loop and then say execute implement the prd.json. This is a fresh project. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to go ahead and now start the actual Ralph loop by creating or implementing all of the features. So basically here it's reading the progress text file. It's also reading a markdown file. So the progress text file, there's nothing yet. So it knows that this is iteration 1 and a completely fresh project. Okay, it's reading the Claude markdown file and everything it needs. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start letting it create everything, and I'll be back in a little bit whenever it's done more work. Okay, so just kind of coming back, it's still on the first feature here. It's the setup, so this is probably going to take some of the longest. Right now it's setting up all of shadcn components, and this is going to take a little bit of time. But what it's doing, as you can see, is already a lot more files over here that it's created and that's installed. Okay, so we're going to keep going. We'll come back whenever this is updated, whenever the progress text file is updated. It's going to do that once the first feature is actually completed and it's tested it. Okay, so what it's doing is it's going through, it's saying, okay, this passed, right? So here, the first one is passed. It's actually already moved on. Here, the second story, it finished. It did some tests saying that it passed. And then here's the third one. Here's the third story to implement local storage utilities. This is passed. This is to create a task with the zoo stand or context. That's what it's still working. So far, as you can see, it's been about 6 minutes. And it's close to being done, and that's after installing everything. So at the end, we're going to run it. It says it's going to pass, but we need to make sure that it's working as well. Okay, so what it's doing now is it's creating all of the Git commits for a different branch, not the main branch. This will be a different Ralph branch that it'll name. We'll see. We can look at actually what it's going to name it. I think actually in the prd.json, if we come up to the story, yeah. So the branch name will be Ralph/task UI views. So whenever I end up pushing this, we'll see all this code within our GitHub project as in under that branch, not the main branch. So then we can create a PR to put that into the main branch as well. But what I'm going to do is after this is done, we're going to test this, and then I'm going to show you pushing it to GitHub and showing the project with the feature branch. But also I'm going to share my thoughts because I don't think the plugins, relying on an internal plugin and not the official script from the Ralph project in their GitHub is the best way. Sometimes it'll skip updating the progress text, or it'll skip creating the Git commit after each feature it finishes. So I don't think that this is the best way. It's just the easiest way, which I want to show you. But I personally think if you do it, the first couple options in their GitHub, that is the best way, and it worked perfectly for me. Okay, just so you know. But now we're going to go ahead and test this, right? So it says that it's up and running. So let's go here. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like for the first time, right? So we have Kanban, calendar. Okay, we can click on them. All right, so let's go ahead and create a new project. Okay, so we have the themes. So let's do orange. Let's do eat healthy. This is a task. So I remember it's not showing a bunch of things because I told it to be minimal, right? I wanted a minimalistic, right? Okay, so I guess this means since I don't have a date. Interesting. So Kanban. So these actually don't matter because I told you minimalistic. Huh. All right. So I want to say also write good code with Claude. See if that. So blue. Okay. So I mean this works, but this added that's a project. Okay. Sorry. Add task up here. So eat healthy. Okay. So please pick a date. Let's do for today. I am recording this February 2nd. Okay, the calendar looks good. Status to do. Project, eat healthy. Oh, I can assign the project to it. That's how it worked. All right. So now I understand, right? So we have the list view, the Kanban. Okay, so, I can drag and drop. Sweet. I didn't even ask it to do that and it did it. Okay, awesome. So calendar, here it is. Let me make sure I can at least update this. Exclamation points, maybe change the project as well. Save changes. Oh, so now I have to, I see. So I click on the project and each view for the different project is a different Kanban board. I see. Okay. Got it. Okay. Awesome. So let's see. I don't see anything over here. So create better YouTube videos. So let's pick a date in the future. And then this is for write good Claude Code. Okay. So the thing is the schedule isn't working. That's not working because I have a scheduled task here for in the future, but I don't see it working unless it's supposed to be for like the next month or I don't see it. But the themes work. Purple haze, ocean blue. Okay. Dark default. That's very dark. Okay. So generally this worked. Okay. And I'd say it did a pretty good job. Okay. So here we go. Because it's a new project, all you have to do is just copy the origin here. We gave it there. So here are all of the stories. It combines some of the branches or some of the commits together. So if I were to refresh this now we have our task UI views branch and we have all of the features, right? So just in the order that it pushed us, right? So if I go to source, here, you can see that different features for each thing were added in here, right? Okay, so awesome. So now we have our project under a feature branch, not feature branch, but a different branch other than the main branch, okay? So this is great. This is exactly what I wanted to do. So now what I could do is I could update it so it has the scheduled task list. I could update it so that actually works. We could do more with this and it will follow the same loop that it just did for all of this. Okay. So here are my thoughts about this, right? I think this is great. And I think this works out very well. I mean, it's doing well. The first thing is it does take up more credits to use for the model. So, if you're just doing like the $20 per month Claude Code, you might get that done. Like it might do this for one and you might be done for like the day or for whatever the time use is. Until it gets refreshed again. Okay, so that is one thing about this that I noticed. Number two, the best way to do this is to actually go to GitHub and go here and do it for option one. So git clone, copy all this locally, install the skills this way, and then come down here and put these into your agent within anti-gravity, and then run Ralph with Claude Code this way. Okay, that's the best way. It works perfectly that way with the plugins. It's kind of iffy, just in my experience anyways, right? It's kind of iffy. So that would be my thing. Okay, so number three is there are a lot of different ways it feels like to code agents out there. I know, right? I just want you to remember the main thing is if you're creating this for somebody or for even yourself, right? Don't focus so much on the tool. I'm basically just showing you a different way to do this, but don't focus so much on the actual tool. If you're for a client, they care about the implementation or more of the end result, right? Or if you're iterating, maybe you want the MVP first. They don't care what coding agent you're doing, right? So don't get caught up in like, oh, am I using the best coding agent? Am I doing this? Like you want to use better ones. So that's why you should be testing out multiple different ways to do these things. But that doesn't mean any way is necessarily better than the others, despite what you hear like especially with Claude now, everybody's hyping it up, but that doesn't mean that you need to use that, and you can't even, or that you couldn't even build something like that yourself, because something that it's heavy, right? The problem with Claudebot, in my opinion, I think just a few things. But the first thing is that it's huge, and you're not going to use everything that it offers, right? And I built assistants this time last year with N8N that has the same capabilities, right? Everybody's using Telegram to showcase it. Well, we did that with N8N maybe even 2 years ago, right? So, or you can do it with code, right? I did with Crew AI. So, just do your own research also. And this is one way. I do really like this, to be honest with you. I really enjoy this Ralph project. So I'm definitely giving this a thumbs up. But there's just some things to consider moving forward. Right. So all of this and some more instructions will be available for free. I'll have some things in the GitHub description, or in my description in the video. Also join my free school community. I'll have everything there for you as well. It's free. You just join, and then you can take a look at that and what everybody else is doing. And it's a growing community. Okay. And I would love for you to join. All right. So thank you so much for watching. And here are some more videos for you to watch right now.